Hey, what's going on, Archons? Welcome to another Boulevard Paper Fight video. It's Would You Rather time. That's right. Gotta do the Would You Rathers, so we have some decks to play on stream and test out. I love having people join in and see those in action, and also everyone's feedback after in the comments. It's my absolute favorite. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. I am going to be having my Patreon up and running now, which you can see with a link in here, and I would greatly much appreciate anyone who wishes to support. I'll for sure come up with some levels as we progress, and if anyone has some suggestions of things they would like as maybe rewards for donating, I would really love to hear that. I really appreciate everyone's feedback and contributions to all the stuff I do. So if you do wish to support me in that way, please do go to Patreon and follow that link in the bio here. And if you just want to tune into my videos and comment, that's also pretty fantastic. I love it both. So without further ado, let's get into these decks here. So let's get those icons on screen and let's start doing the breakdown. I'm liking this new format for the Would You Rather. I think it's working really well. I've been getting great feedback and I'd like to continue doing it. So first deck we have Scarebad, the Silver Sentinel of Deer. Well, that is just an amazing name. Scarebad, the Silver Sentinel of Deer, who is Untamed, Logos, and Dees. Okay, let's crack this open and see. Well, that's a cool Archon too. That's a really neat Archon. It's like the headless Archon. Actually, I guess you could, it almost looks like a deer head with drooping antlers. I don't know. Reaching with that one, but still. It's always fun to do little things. Oh, almost looked at the card list. That would have been bad. Okay. So let's do the usual. We got Brabble, Drekker, Implosion, Cinder, Snarette, Stirring Grave, Technofiend, Soul Fiddle, Soulkeeper, Gabos Longarms, Dexus, Umbra Fiend, and onto Logos with a bot booked in, Daughter, Diametric Charge, Even Ivan, Lethalogica, Munchling, Opposition Research, Standardized Testing, Titan Engineer, Group Think Tank, Nobu Dynamo, Master the Theory, Dark Fairy now onto Untamed, Double Dark Fairy, Triple Dark Fairy, Ghost Hawk, Lost in the Woods, Peacemire, Rapid Evolution, Song of the Wild, Commune with a Damage Pip, which I think is the only pip in here, Fangtooth Cavern, Wild Spirit, and Word of Returning. Well, that's interesting. There's literally only one enhancement in this whole deck. Alright, quick rundown. Let's do raw embers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 raw ember. Creature count we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 creatures. I just want to see the distribution of the creatures. So in Untamed we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. And then next up, what do we have for Ember Control in here? I don't know if I would count this as Ember Control in it, but that feels like a bursty card there. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess this counts as 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 10 cards. That is a very nice number. So I'm good with that. And then for board control, do we got? So I'm going to count Word of Returning as one. So that's 1, 2. I'm not counting the damage pip. 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess this counts. 7, 8, 8. So we got 8 cards. I'm not counting opposition research, by the way, for Ember control, really. I want to look at it more as, I almost consider this a disruption card. The reason being, now I'm thinking about this more, is that I'm just, as I was going through this popped in my head. As I'm going through this more and thinking about it, I'm thinking I want things that'll take someone off of check. And even though this does control Ember generation, it doesn't help me with like when I need to take someone off check. And that's kind of how I'm defining the Ember controls. When I'm in that moment where I can stall a key from being forged and give me that advantage to try and go ahead. But this, I think, counts more as a disruption card because it's stopping your opponent from doing that. So there's that. Now, next we're going to go on to the draw and cycle cards. Oh yeah, the board wipes, we got standardized testing and implosion are like the main ones I think in here for that. And now as we go for the draw and cycle, so we got we'll count Master Theory, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I miss the other one? No. So that's 5, 6. And that's it. So we got 6 there for your draw cycle cards. And for disruption now. So we are going to count, no, it's still board control. So like I said, here's 1, we'll count, I don't know, no, that's the 1. Really just the 1. So that's fine. Disruption is sometimes always, it's not always high. And now we're going to look at, what do we look at for the Ember generation? So it's raw Ember, which I believe was 11, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yep, 11. Minus 18 gives us 7, plus 7 puts us at 14, and now every card that can generate Ember puts us 1 closer. So 14, so we go 13, we'll count this, 12, even though this is silver, we're going to go 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So putting the number down to 1, that's what it is if we do the formula I've done, is cards that create Ember. So this could be pretty good at generating Ember. But now, as I go to 1, I gotta think, this one is probably more situational. So is every creature going to have it? It still exists, but that's one thing. Commune may not always work. Song of the Wild may not always work. Same with the Dark Fairies could end up dying. Ghost Hawk still is situational, so it's not guaranteed. So even though that number's 1, in the end, I think it's a caveat because of the fact that there's certain things that need to exist to make that happen. So we're going to keep with the 1 because some of them generate more than others, but I do think that it's going to be, this deck has a potential to be very good at hitting up that Ember generation. Now, let's quickly look to the other side of things, which is what's interesting in here. What do we got? So we got Capture the Fangtooth. We do have some small creatures in here, a bunch of 2s, so that's one thing to keep in mind. The Destroyed is nice with that. There, ending your turn, being able to do that with Fangtooth. The other thing I like is the Song of the Wild and Ghost Hawk, obviously. And then you could obviously use the Wild Spirit to capture one with that. The Dark Fairies are really good. If you can just get them out and start fighting, that's a key. What else do I like that has reap abilities? I mean, you could always Ghost Hawk into a Doc Bookton. Into Techno Fiend, I'm liking as well. Into Drekker, so there's a few really nice combos with the Untamed side of things. Now if I go to logos, I like the Master of the Theory. Standardized testing could hurt. That's unfortunately the case, but maybe not. Groupthink Tank is always good. Lethalogica to go through. Daughter again. These are all great. Now the Dis is interesting. Stirring Grave I think is going to be depending on what you want. There's going to be a few things depending on where you're at in the game. Implosion could be really cool as well here. We got a few mutants, I think. Yeah, I got 3 in Dis. And then I got, I think, another 3, yep, in Logos. And then another 4 here, so that means Pissmire can really take advantage of that, so that's pretty cool. So that's this one right here. There's all the stats. This deck is interesting, I gotta say. I do find it interesting. It's not crazy, but I think it's going to prove when testing comes that it's going to do some interesting things, and it's not as maybe obvious right off the get-go. Okay, let's get into this next one here. Alright, that sticky was a little too sticky for me. That's sticky, icky, icky. Ooh, we just blew it in the air, you know. Alright, so now we're moving over to the Iron Gladiator of Inner Stole, which is Saurian, Sanctum, Star Alliance. That is a cool combination. I'm kind of excited for this one. That is a very neat house combination. Whenever I see Saurian and Sanctum, I'm always thinking about the cool stuff that could possibly be with capturing and all that other good stuff that exists in those two houses with their various forms of Ember control. Alright, so let's throw that down there. And first up we got Bulwark with a capture, Burning Glare, Commandeer, Fangs of Chiselheart, General Salvador, Squire Alice, Radiant Truth, Scrivenger Fabian, very nice, Shoulder Armor, Mantle of Zealot with a damage pip, Mighty Lance, Exchange Officer, ooh, this is going to be exciting. And then we have Beware the Ides, Channel Hubris with a capture, that's really neat, Consul Primus, ooh, a lot of capture, I'm liking this, Cornicon Octavia, Blast from the Past with a capture, Blast from the Past, Siren's Horn with a capture, ooh, this is my first one of these, Narrow Taurus with a capture, enemy creatures cannot reap during your opponent's next turn, reap, enemy creatures cannot fight, yeah, that's pretty cool. Ooh, Optio Gorkas, I like it, Monument to Primus. Which one's that? Is that the... Do I have a Primus in here? Which one's Primus? Am I missing something here? Oh, Council Primus, right. Which is move one from a friendly creature to another friendly creature. If you discard pile, move one from another creature to another creature instead. Okay, that's cool. Next up we have Technosaurus. And then we move on to, whoa, a Star Alliance Lord Golgotha. That looks pretty badass, I must say. And then we have Access Denied, Blasting Shield, Crewman Yorg, Red Alert with a Draw Pip, Scout Pete with a Capture, Armory Officer Nell, Lay of the Land, Stealthster, Stealthster, and lastly, Xeno Training. Alright, let's break this down. Oh, that's a really cool Archon card too, didn't even notice that. Yeah, check that out. That's kind of wild. So first up, we're going to be doing, obviously, the Raw Ember. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Raw Ember. Creature count, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 creatures. And then, sorry, I need a break for water here. And then after creatures, we're going to look at the Ember control cards. So we got 1, 2, capture, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, that's a good number. I like that one. And then for next, we got up what is for the board situation. So we got 1. I kind of want to count Lord Golgotha because it does so much damage. So that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not counting that one because it's only a half. 8, 9, 10. So we got 10. 10 cards to deal with board control, and we got a few. So for board wipes, we got just Red Alert. And I think that's it. The rest is just going to be targeted removal. Yeah, so that is the one thing to keep in mind. Now next we're going to go for, after creature control, we're going to do for the cycling here. This has got a lot of cycling. So we got 1, 2, and Nell I like because there is 1, 2, 3. It's basically 3 cards. No, I'm lying. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 upgrades in here, so that's pretty good. So for cycling, we'll count Nell as 1 just because of that. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because of the draw pip. 6. 'This might count. 7, 8. I kind of like that one. Yeah, just the 8. So we got 8. Still a really good number. And then we're going to go for disruption cards. So I'm not sure there's many here. I'm counting this as disruption because I don't like this to make it so you can't reap. Like, oh no, you're not generating Ember now. It's more like, okay, that has a good reap ability, and I'm going to stop that from happening. So this is going to be 1. This one is really disruptive, so it's 2. So just got the 2, which is fine. Again, disruption, I find it's mainly in dis. You can find in other places. So that's 2. And now let's do the Ember generation. I think I said there was 13 here. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, so 13 minus 18 puts us at 5, plus 7 puts us at 12. So on things that generate ember, so 12, 11, 10, 9, because this turns my capture icons into generating ember, so I'm going to count it as 1. 9. Okay, so we're just at 9. So we still need 9 reaps. So that's the thing. So that sums this up. Now what do we got for combos here? So obviously the being able to look at your cycle here, we have the Nell situation with upgrades. Which also reduces the creature count to make Red Alert better. Blasting Shield, I mean, there's plenty of things you could want to put that on. So interesting stuff here is so this guy just becomes a huge thing. So almost putting Blasting Shield on Gorka seems like a good idea, because it's got 5 armor, 3 power, and you can just let the Ember sit on it. So that's one good thing. I'm liking that. And obviously Siren Horn, putting that on Octo Gorkas as well is really good, because then you can just keep getting that, putting that across the board, which is really helpful, getting away from you. Exalt a friendly creature, archive a Saurian creature from your discard. Oh, that's really cool. I probably should have put that in the drawn cycle. Sort of thing. So let me just recount that number right now and update it if need be, because I totally forgot about that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. We decided that. Maybe I did count it. So that's 9. Just to be certain. The other things I'm liking is, yeah, obviously Xeno Training, working with some of these capture and move Ember around. I'm loving that. Obviously the Exchange Officer is really cool. Different things that can be used. Mantle of Zealot is going to be really great. Figure out which creature. I mean, throwing the Mantle of Zealot even on the... and throwing shoulder armor on, like, just making Optogorkas huge, and you can just keep using it every turn and transferring that. There could be some really cool stuff there I'm liking. Same with Squire Ellis. Anything that's capturing is going to be great. And common, yeah, I could see this really cool, like, pinata thing going. Creating an Ember pinata, basically, and then adding Bulwark to it. Yeah, that's going to be great. So there's all these things I'm noticing here that would be really cool with making potentially... using it's not just Optogorkas, but it's essentially creating an armored up creature, and then Siren's Horn, and then getting things like Bulwark, Shoulder Armor, all those things into play. Mantle of Zealot, so you can keep putting that together. So I'm really liking the idea of Mantle of Zealot, Shoulder Armor, Blasting Shield, and then Siren's Horn together, so that you can keep putting that on a creature, and every turn moving one over, hopefully destroying a creature, getting an Ember. I really like that side of play. There's a lot of capture in Ember control. This is a lot of capture, just as I suspect. Not a ton of steal. So you're going to be susceptible to board wipes is the only thing. And besides that, I just think this deck is going to get on board and smash face. I think it does a lot of things where you put things on board and then deal with stuff, so that's kind of interesting. So that's my breakdown of this deck now. Out of the two, yeah, I gotta say I'm leaning towards deck B. I think deck A is going to do some things, but this one just on the surface for sure seems like the stronger deck. Although I see this one could be a potential rush deck where you just go fast with it based on the different things that exist there. So there's that. So I'm putting my hat on to deck B as the winner of the pairing, but I have a feeling this is going to have some unforeseen amazing things happen. So I hope you enjoyed all of this. As I said, please do maybe contribute to my Patreon. Would greatly appreciate it. As I said, link in the comments below. And check out some of the other videos. And be sure to tune into my stream tonight where these are going to go into action. Actually, probably this is going to be tomorrow when you see this because of how I'm going to release this on the Monday. I like doing it the day before. I found more people get in on this video. So yeah, you can obviously tell I'm recording this in advance. So please check out some of those other videos, and as always, may your ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one.